Islamic Republic of Iran, also known as Persia, is located in Western Asia and is home to one of the world's oldest civilizations. Iran is also the second largest country in the Middle East, bordered by Iraq, Armenia, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan and Pakistan, and with about 83 million inhabitants, the 17th most populous country in the world. This documentary series aims to introduce you to the most popular and lesser known things to do in Iran, as well as the Persian cuisine, a bit of history, and the super friendly locals me and my buddy David met on our more than 3-week lasting trip, starting with the capital Tehran in this episode. Welcome to Inside Iran. Salam from Iran. Me and my buddy David, we just landed here in Tehran and we will be discovering Iran in the next few weeks together. Where are we now?
This is the Azadi Monument.
It's one of the most iconic buildings here in Tehran. So let's dive in and explore Tehran together. Tehran is the capital of the country with a population of about 15 million in the metropolitan area, and with that also the country's largest city, as well as its leading economic and cultural center. The Borsh-e Azadi, meaning Freedom Tower, is one of the symbols of Tehran and marks the west entrance to the city. It was commissioned by Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the last Shah of Iran, to mark 2,500 years of the Persian Empire. I love the symmetry of that thing. In Tehran, the easiest way to get around is taking the metro. They have a pretty good system here. And it's just about 10 cents, 10 euro cents. Another must thing in Tehran is the Golestan Palace, which literally means the palace of flowers because of the beautiful gardens you have inside. And it is also the former royal Qajar complex. The Qajar dynasty was an Iranian royal dynasty that followed the Zand dynasty and ruled Persia from 1785 till 1925. The Golestan Palace is one of the oldest historic monuments in the city of Tehran and belongs to a group of royal buildings that were once enclosed within the mud-thatched walls of Tehran's citadel. It consists of gardens, royal buildings, and collections of Iranian crafts and European presents from the 18th and 19th centuries. For some, it might be surprising how modern Iran and especially Tehran is. A good example for that is the sheer amount of coffee shops you can find. Really hip places. So I want to show you around a bit and show you my favorite coffee shops in town, and I start this one with
A1 Coffee.
Yeah, exactly. A good spot to go to on Fridays is the 30-tier street, where you can find all these band cafes and food places. So it's time to feast. Typical Iranian. We went to Sofrakune, a very typical Iranian place, and we've ordered the national dish, which is kebab, and dizi, which is kind of a thick soup. Another indicator that Iran and Tehran is so modern is that they also have apps like we have Uber, for example, but here it is called Snap. It works basically the same way. And today my driver is Armin. Armin is taking me to the other side of town. Our friend Ghazal from Tehran took us up here to the roof of Tehran, where you can enjoy a beautiful view of the city, and this is what we're gonna do now. Mount Tochal is located right next to Tehran, making it a popular recreational region for its residents. The Bami Tehran is a viewpoint located near the bottom station of the gondola lift and a great spot to see the scale of the metropolis. That's another cool thing you can do in Tehran is race down the Tochal on this track. As Iran is located on the Silk Road, the trading business always played a major role till to date in Iran. This is why you should visit the big bazaar here in Tehran, which is a true maze of more than 11 kilometers of corridors. So David is thinking about buying a carpet because we maybe want to fly to Isfahan tomorrow. That looks nice. When you visit the Grand Bazaar, you also need to buy something, so we got some nuts for us. Good. Another great bazaar to visit here in Tehran is the Tarish Bazaar, which is located in one of the oldest neighborhoods in Tehran. In front of the former US Embassy, and if you know a little bit of history behind it, you know there's no embassy in Tehran anymore. Instead, you have a lot of very interesting murals here because Iran and the US don't have historically the best relationship. So which used to be the US Embassy is now kind of a weird museum. Not far away from the US Embassy, there's this beautiful park, and I'm here with my local friends Mona and Maria.
Hi.
Where are we?
We are in an artist park, and it's popular because of the House of Artists. And cafes as well.
Local recommendation for a restaurant here called Ada Restaurant, which is close to the Sadi Metro, and we have today one dish we were looking for like a week now, which is called tachin, which is basically rice. It is baked, and we got with that eggplant and chicken. Really tender, juicy, very nice dish. Highly recommended. Another popular tourist destination you should consider visiting is the 300 hectares Sadabad complex in the north of Tehran, which was built in the 19th century by the Qajar and Pahlavi monarchs and basically served as their summer residence. After the revolution, it got turned into a museum, so nowadays it encompasses palaces, museums, but also a 180 hectares big natural forest. So it's a great getaway from the hustling and bustling city center of Tehran. We now took a snap to get to the 6th largest tower in the world, called Milad Tower. And I guess you have the best view over Tehran from up there, so let's check out the view. The Borsh-e Milad, also known as the Tehran Tower, is also the 17th tallest freestanding structure in the world, standing at 435 meters from base to the tip of the antenna. The tower is a part of a complex called International Trade and Convention Center of Tehran. The complex also includes a 5-star hotel, a convention center, a World Trade Center, and an IT park. Even so, Tehran is a quite busy city with more than 15 million inhabitants. You can find green spots like the Nakharestan Gardens throughout the city, which you can use to unwind and relax. So the tour of hidden gems continues with the Masudiye Palace, which happens to be just around the corner from the Nakharestan Garden and is one of the most beautiful palaces of the Qajar dynasty. As Tehran is always full of surprises, I stumbled upon this square here. It's called the Mashq Square, on the way to the next spot I want to take you. This square was also built during the Qajar dynasty, and interesting enough, at the time it was built, it was outside of the city limits. It was north of Tehran. Pretty impressive, actually. See, you have this gate here, for example. You have these massive buildings here. And now it's right in the city center. And the next hidden gem I'm going to show you is the Mohallam Museum, which is considered to be one of the most beautiful houses here in the center of Tehran. And it is also from the Qajar period. So if you're wondering about nightlife in Tehran, actually there are two options. You don't have nightlife, or you have friends in Tehran or around Tehran, and they invite you to their home. And then, like we today, we have a little relaxed barbecue with friends and tea, of course, and nice chats. And this is how you get to know the culture in Iran, which is really recommendable. In the next episode, we'll show you one of the largest squares in the world, visit some impressive mosques, and introduce you to even more delicious Persian food. Make sure to subscribe to keep following this series and check out the related Iran travel guide, where you can find all information needed, including the mentioned spots and restaurants, for your trip to Iran. Khada Hafiz.